Hi everybody, welcome back to Stay Caffeinated. So today we're going to go over prepping the surface. I'm going to cover the surfaces I paint on, how I prep them, what I do to get the surface ready to absorb the caffeinated color. Okay, so this is the piece that I'm going to take you through from start to finished. And I do a bunch of different things. I do portraiture, people in coffee shops drinking coffee and tea. The other things I do are sort of these coffee cups, objects like portafilters, espresso machines, things like that. So objects found in coffee shops. I've recently started an abstract line as well, but I picked a portraiture because people seem to like my human figure work, my portraiture work, and I'm going with a square format on this one. And up until recently, I've painted on many surfaces. I've done canvas, wooden masonite, but I did find I've been really liking these gesso boards, which are 2 inches thick on the sides, which is a nice museum canvas thickness. And what I do when I get these gesso boards is I coat the whole board with a gesso. And this is found, you can find this, I use the Utrecht gesso. I don't get there's various grades of gesso, but I do use the Utrecht, the Studio Series, I think is fine for putting that first coat on top of the board. After that, putting down some kind of slightly porous surface really helps the coffees and teas stick to the surface. So you'll notice this texture here on top. So after I have the complete panel gessoed, I will then usually use a variety of rice paper. You can see here I have various ones, different kinds. They have different flakes in them. Some of them are some wood chips. Some of them even have leaves in the paper. So I have a variety of these rice papers that I use to get additional textures inside the piece. This one here, you'll notice this one here is the wood fiber paper. That's this here. So I take this and I use, grab this, the Utrecht acrylic matte medium. So matte medium is really good if you are doing a lot of mixed media work. It's used to adhere different things to canvas or board. And I found that this works really, really well to kind of give this a porous surface for the tea and coffee to bind. So what I will do usually after I gesso the board, I take a squeegee and the matte medium. Now at this point I will usually I put this in a bottle. I have a lot of these containers that you can find online, Amazon, and I put a little bit of my matte medium into here, and I'll squeeze it onto the gessoed board, and then I will take the squeegee and wipe it down. When that's nice and tacky, I then take a sheet of the rice paper and I adhere it to the surface. So that's how I get that texture. And sometimes I lay rice paper on top of rice paper to get additional effects. Like this one here, you'll notice I use the tea. This is a work in progress here. This is actually canvas. I get these nice 12 by 12 canvases, and you'll notice I use the matte medium here to put some cardboard down around the cup, and then I also have the texture paper I'm using on this one is that leaf paper I showed you. So I paint on top of that with the paint after I have this all laid out. So right now I have my sketch, and this is a guy that was in a coffee shop, a local coffee shop here in Pittsburgh. His name is Bill. And I just like the image and the composition. You have a lot of nice negative space here. And I liked it because you don't really know, the viewer doesn't know what he's looking at. There was a live band So I went into a coffee shop and sketched him. But he was just sitting there drinking his coffee or tea, and he was watching that live band. But to the viewer, it's intriguing because you don't know what he's looking at. Now, so this is ready to go. I gessoed the panel. I've even, you can see it, I've painted the sides of the panel black. I always paint them black because after I'm done, when this all gets resined, that gets resined on the side as well. I did want to mention that I do get those textured rice papers from Dick Blick Art Supply. They have a wonderful selection online. I'm going to put the link in the description. I'm looking forward next time to show you how I mix my paint with my medium and my pigment. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.